Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to be doing something very interesting. Well, it's interesting to me at least, even though tier list videos have been done like a million times by now. Anyway, I recently uploaded a compilation video of my best stream snipe moments, and to my surprise, it seems like a lot of people really liked it. However, while making that video, I thought that some snipes were a lot better than others. So then I decided, hey, why don't I just rank them in a tier list and make another video out of it? So that's what I'm doing today. I made a template for all of my snipes from that video, and I'm even going to leave a link in the description below in case anyone wants to make their own tier list. Now that I see them all together, those are some interesting pictures. Okay, so the way this is going to work is I'm going to rank each snipe based on the overall quality of the content that it provided. In other words, I'm going to judge each snipe based on the team that I used, the events that took place during the battle, and above all else, the reaction of the streamer. I'm going to put each snipe into one of the 5 tiers you see on screen, and the tiers are as follows. At the bottom, we have the D tier, where the snipe was so bad that I probably deserved to get banned from that stream. Next up, we have the C tier, where nothing really happened during the snipe. After that, we have the B tier, where we got some decent content from an interesting snipe. Then at the second highest tier, we have the A tier, where the snipe was very well thought out and there were many funny moments. And finally, at the very top, we have the S tier. This tier is reserved for the true masterpieces, the best of the best, the creme de la creme. Basically, any snipe in this tier has probably been clipped on Twitter. All right, I think it's finally time to get started. So first up, we have the very first Home Slice Henry snipe. So I believe this was actually my very first intentional stream snipe. I'm not actually sure because it's been such a long time. However, I believe this was the first one. So let's see, how did I do on my first snipe ever? Okay, so for this first snipe, it looks like I've got Garchomp double ice. It looks like nothing really interesting happens during the battle itself. However, the saving grace of this snipe is of course Home Slice Henry himself. He's just having a good time laughing, you know. It's just good content. I think the first snipe deserves a respectable K-Comrade tier. Even though it is the first snipe, I'm not gonna cut it any slack, so this is where I think it should go. All right, next up we have the second Bill Snipe. All right, where are you? Hello? Bill Snipe number 2? Am I blind? Oh, wait, Bill Snipe number 1. I'm blind and stupid. Here it is. Okay, finally. So nothing too special in my team here. I believe this was actually, there was a certain cup in Great League at a time. It was way too long for me to remember though. However, I believe I just sniped with the team that I was just normally using for that cup. Jirachi double fighter with Surfetch and Obstagoon. Again, the whole snipe is saved by Bill's awesome reaction. He's totally just freaking out, and I do get temporarily banned there at the end. I think that was pretty funny. He unbanned me once I gave him the win. Overall, the snipe was pretty decent. I got to Brave Bird's Nidoqueen. That was pretty interesting. I think we can give that, it's definitely better than the first Henry snipe. I think we can give that a spicy tier. Okay, next we got the first Wally Dog snipe. All right, where are you? Here you are. All right, where does this one go? This one is pretty interesting. I sniped, I believe at the time, Home Slice Henry and Firestar were in VC. And honestly, they kind of carry this one a lot. Wally's reaction was great as well. I believe I sniped with Nidoking, Heatran, and Landorus, which is pretty funny. Got to hard counter the Charizard with a Landorus because it knows Rock Slide. It wasn't perfect though. I did not TM my Nidoking to Megahorn because I was out of TMs. That doesn't really bring it down that much though. I think it's the best snipe so far though. Again, Henry's, Wally's, and Firestar's reactions all really carrying this one. We're gonna throw it right at the top of the spicy tier, I think. I think that's where it belongs. And again, I think this is gonna be a theme for most of these snipes, where the reaction of the streamers is just going to be carrying a lot of these snipes. All right, next up, we got the one and only Shrady. So, with Shrady here, this is the only time I actually sniped Shrady. This was during a duo stream with Home Slice Henry where they were trying to raise money for a charity, and each stream snipe I think was like equal to $5 donated to charity. I think that's what it was. And I ended up sniping with Shadow Machamp, Rhyhorn, and Dugtrio. Honestly, Rhyhorn kind of stole the show with this one just because Shrady's reaction to it was so funny. It wasn't really a hard counter. It was just kind of funny to watch. I had my Rhyhorn on his Pidgeot, and it was just funny because neither of them could really do anything to each other. Yeah, I think this one earns a spot in the spicy tier. I'm gonna put it at the bottom for now just because it wasn't the craziest snipe. We do paid actor at the end because I believe Shrady was on his legend push. So next up we have the Obstagoon man himself. Where is he? There he is. Nck228. Let's see, where does this snipe belong? This was a pretty good one, I'm not gonna lie. I was able to snipe him and he recognized me right away. He was like, "Excuse me, Ike." It was pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. I got to flash cannon his Mamoswine, fire blast his Lugia. The battle itself was very, very fun. Landed 2 nuke moves there, and then Garchomp was able to sweep up in the end, but I did top left because I mean, I had a good time. My mission was already done at that point, so I didn't really need the win. His reaction was great, and he even gave me a little shout out at the end. Overall, a great snipe. I think I'm actually gonna throw it up in professional sniper tier. This was actually a hilarious one. Like I said, fire blasting a Lugia with a Groudon, flash cannoning a Mamoswine with a Melmetal. Just a great time, and his reaction was awesome. I think it well deserves the professional sniper tier. Oh boy, we got Mr. Caleb Peng himself up next. This one was great. I'm not gonna lie. This one was awesome. I type in chat beforehand, "Have you ever been stream sniped before?" And then right as he was answering it, I queued into him. It was so funny. That right there was incredible. I sniped him with an Alolan Exeggutor, a Kabutops, and a Genesect, of course. So he had no idea what Kabutops even had before that snipe. I think he had to Google the Alolan Exeggutor and the Kabutops movesets when I sniped him, which is pretty funny. He did end up taking the win in the end because he just straight up outplayed me, not gonna lie. This is definitely going in professional sniper tier. Ooh, I might, is it better? I'm going to say it's at the top. I think this was a hilarious snipe. I even threw a solar beam into his Tapu Fini and he shielded it and he freaked out, or he was surprised by it. But yeah, that was a fun one. I think it deserves the top of professional sniper. All right, let's see what we got next here. Oh, it's that one. I think we all know where this one's going. So first of all, I do want to clear up that this is the only clip in the video that technically was not an intentional snipe. I just queued into him randomly and he happened to be streaming. But the way things turned out, I couldn't not include it. It was so funny. This is easily a goated top tier snipe. One of my best, honestly. This one deserves go to tier for sure. Oh my gosh, where do I even start with this one? We're just gonna go with the fact that he says, "Oh, yo, Charizard, easy claps." I bring in the Genesect and you can see the confusion hit his face. He's like, "What the heck do I do here? I don't have a solid answer for this. I don't even know what to do. I'm just gonna stay in with my Nidoqueen and throw an Earth Power, I guess." He just had no idea what to do, and he was laughing about it, having a good time. And then all of a sudden, bang! One shot. Nidoqueen's just dead. And you can see he literally jumps for half a second and then drops his phone and just starts laughing like crazy. Chat's going wild. You can bet that this one made Twitter. This one, it was just perfect. It was perfect. There's nothing else I can say on that one. Oh man, what snipe could even follow up that one? What's next? Let's see. Oh, okay. We got the Crimson Snipe. So Crimson was one positive set away from Legend, and he said he was going to ban anyone who sniped. However, I am not in Crimson's chat very often, so he doesn't recognize me. He doesn't recognize my name, and so I took advantage of that. I'm like, you know what? Let's snipe and see what happens. I'm gonna run a team that I'm just gonna run my standard Ultra League team, so it doesn't like straight up hard counter his and he won't get suspicious of a snipe. But I'm just gonna see if I can take the win anyway. And you know what happened. We were able to align the Genesect on the Tapu Fini. Everyone in chat was warning him about it too. He was like, "Bro, Shock Drive, you gotta shield. And then lo and behold, he shielded an X-Scissor. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been warning him, chat, huh? Maybe you should have just let the battle play out. No snitches allowed, all right?" But seriously though, he got literally, like, I'm not even joking, 4 people in a row top lefted in his next set for him to hit Legend. So you know what? who even cares at that point? Anyway, his reaction was great. Chat tried to give away my secrets, but ended up playing themselves instead. I think this one, it's difficult. It's either top of spicy or bottom of professional. I think we're gonna put it in top of spicy for now. It almost made it up there, but not quite. So next we have the second home slice Henry Snipe. I literally put 10 Henry Snipes in this video. I'm surprised I'm not banned in this chat yet. Anyway, on to the second snipe. Oh my gosh, this photo. So in this snipe, I sniped with Frostlass, Shadow Lapras, and Bibarel. And it wasn't a full hard counter. All three of my Pokemon countered his Nidoqueen, but his Scrafty kind of had play into the whole team, so it wasn't a complete hard counter. Once again, Henry's reaction completely throwing everything else in this game into the backpack. He's just carrying so hard, and I think because of his reaction alone, it deserves a professional sniper tier. Not that the battle was anything to scoff at itself. I believe I stopped attacking at one point, which was pretty funny. We taunted a little bit, and then at the end I top lefted. It was a good time. Henry's reaction was golden. I think it deserves, for now, the bottom of the professional sniper tier. All right, moving on, we got the second Bill Snipe. This, honestly, to this day, is hands down one of my best snipes. I will say this right now, though. It is the ending that carries it. There was some cool stuff in the middle of the battle, too. Like, I got to Fire Blast his Lugia with a Groudon, but the ending... I mean, you can look at this picture. The ending clearly sells this one. I mean, he literally asked for a restraining order on me. Like, what more could you ask for, right? I managed a 2-shield flex and then top left. So because of all of that, it's either top of professional sniper or going in goated tier. Oh, is it goated? Is it goated? I'm going to keep it at the top of professional sniper for now. We might change things around a bit later, but I'm going to keep it there for now. Okay, moving on. Let's see if we can keep the streak of good snipes going. Next up, oh, it's a good one. We got Wally Dog's second snipe. And once again, I think all you need to know is just take one look at this picture. And you already got a good idea of where this is going. Oh man, as much as I just talked up Bill's second snipe, this one might be better. This one might be going in goated tier. Let's talk about it for a second. So I happened to be in voice chat with Wally, and I believe Firestar was also in VC. It had just turned midnight, and I just got my sets. So Firestar's like, yo Ike, it's time for you to snipe. My mic quality is awful because I didn't have my normal mic with me at the time. But anyway, I was trying to decide what to snipe him with, and then he's like, well, I'm just gonna queue up then while you're trying to decide. So I as fast as I can, I throw a team together and I queue up, and I still managed to get him, and then I was able to line up a counter Shadow Ursaring on his Obstagoon, my Kabutops on his Charizard, and then you don't even see the third in the video. I'm pretty sure it was either, I think it was Scizor. I think Shadow Scizor was the third, but you don't see that in the video because the video ends with a bang, or more like a beam, I should say. We get to Hyper Beam his Sylveon, KOing from nearly full health, and he just rips the shirt and walks off. This, I'm gonna say, I think it deserves goated tier. This was just an incredible snipe all the way through. Firestar's commentary, Wally's reaction, and then me just basically dying in the background with an awful mic. Just quality content right there. Definitely peak sniping material. Next up, we got the third home slice Henry Snipe. This one, I only had level 40 Pokemon, and this was in the Master League, so I didn't have too many interesting picks to snipe him with. However, it was still a good snipe. This one was pretty good. We once again, Henry's reaction fully carrying this one. I kind of scare him a little bit at the end where he kind of freaks out thinking I'm gonna take the win. He really needs this win to get the Stardust from the rewards. So he's like begging me to give him the win. And I do eventually give him the win because I want, you know, I want him to build those Pokemon for the content. However, I wasn't going to give him the win without at least trying to scare him a little bit, and that's what I did. I sniped with a Hydreigon for his Mewtwo, an Earthquake Ironhead Excadrill for his Metagross, and then a freaking Heatran for the Kyurem. So this is definitely a good snipe. Ooh, but where does it go? This one, I think this deserves the top of spicy. There could be an argument for professional sniper. However, I think this is where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it at the top of spicy. I think that's where it belongs, and we're gonna move on. Now we got the third Battle Bill Snipe. So definitely the initial reaction is just straight up incredible. Dude literally just screams into his mic, and the team I sniped with was very spicy as well. I believe I had a Honchkrow on the lead with Shadow Cacturn in the back. Bill does end up taking the win here because I didn't expect Shadow Cacturn to be that bad. I had to give up 2 shields to keep switch, and by then I'd already lost. But that's not important. What's important is the content. So how good is the content here? I don't think I can put it in professional sniper because I didn't understand my own Pokemon when I was sniping, and I did end up losing because of that. So not very professional. Does it beat Henry's third snipe? I think I'm gonna put it right here. Bill's reaction definitely carrying this, but I actually think, oh, it might even, honestly, I think this might beat Henry's third snipe. I'm actually gonna put it at the top of spicy. Once again, I might rearrange these later down the line, but I think this is where I'm going to keep it for now. All right, moving on to the next, we have the fourth Home Slice Henry Snipe. This one, if I'm being completely honest, compared to the other snipes on this list, is not as remarkable. This was in a certain cup. I don't remember which cup it was, but I believe I had Shadow Magneton, Dusclops, and Brionne. And Brionne was the only thing in the meta with Charm, and dragons were everywhere. Henry was running triple dragon, so I brought Brionne, obviously. Nothing super crazy happened here. Henry reacting to me saying body in his chat was definitely hilarious. However, there wasn't too much that happened in this one, so I think because of that, it is going in the K Comrade tier. I think it is slightly better than the first snipe though, just because of the body part, and then him telling me the top left. Okay, Battle Bill Snipe number 4. This one is a very interesting Bill Snipe. It is very different compared to the other Bill Snipes on this list, simply because at this time it was very late and Bill was really tired, so he didn't have his usual energy that he does during his streams, and because of that we got a more mellowed out reaction, and in his words, he pulled a Crimson and started begging for the win. I did end up taking the win on this one because I believe one of the moderators in chat wanted me to. Plus it was pretty funny. I KO'd him right when he got the last move he needed to win, so it was a pretty funny snipe. And because it was so different with a fantastic ending, if I do say so myself, I think it's gonna go right here. You could argue for it to be a bit higher, but I think I'm going to keep it here for now. All right, Henry Snipe number 5. This one is probably one of my most iconic Home Slice Henry snipes because this is the Hoopa Con. This is when I sniped Henry with a Hoopa Unbound, and I ended up losing the game because I did not expect Hoopa to be that bad. I believe last time I said that I didn't put a clip in professional sniper tier because I wasn't aware of how good my own Pokemon were, but I think that's a lame reason to keep a snipe out of professional sniper because Henry's reaction, it's just golden. It's just so good. The huh and the what is this? What does this thing have? Or stuff like that. Like, oh my gosh, it's so good in this snipe. Henry's reaction's incredible, and when he actually manages to barely take the win from me, oh my gosh, is so good. This is easily professional sniper tier, even though I lost because I overestimated Hoopa's abilities. Easily professional sniper. I think this might, this is tough. I think I'm going to leave it here. So now we're on to Battle Bill Snipe number 5. This one, I'm going to keep this short. It was pretty unremarkable. I basically just hard countered him, and then he top lefted. So nothing too crazy here. I think it belongs, this is tough. I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of K Comrade. I'm debating if should have been banned. It's close though. It's close. I think what will save it though is was Bill's reaction. I think we can leave it at the bottom of K Comrade for now. Definitely one of my weakest snipes in my opinion. All right, next up we got two for the price of one. Henry Snipe number 6 and Wally Snipe number 3. These happened in the same stream because they were doing a duo stream, and each snipe I believe was $5 for charity. So of course I had to snipe both of them. And first up we got the Henry Snipe. This one is pretty funny. So a little bit of backstory here. Once upon a time, Henry sniped Wally with a Great League Whimsicott and took the win with the current team that they're both running in this stream. So because of that, I decided to do him the courtesy of sniping with a Great League Powder Snow Alolan Ninetales into his Dragonite, and that was hilarious. I also decided to snipe Henry with an Air Slash Togekiss, and he hates the move Air Slash, so this was just brilliant. I got him with a Great League Powder Snow Ninetales and an Air Slash Togekiss and managed to take the win. So because of that, I think it's going to go right here. Only thing holding it back is they were kind of used to getting sniped that stream, so the reactions were not as great as some of the other ones on this list. Moving on to Wally Snipe, same sort of deal here. They're running the same team. However, the reactions were definitely better in this snipe because the battle was a lot closer. I wanted to remind Wally of Henry Snipe on him with a Great League Whimsicott, so I built it for this snipe. I built a Great League Whimsicott for this snipe. However, this snipe ended up being a draw because I decided to go for 2 heavy slams instead of 1 meteor beam from my Aggron, and I did not get the second heavy slam off. So a bit of a mistake there by me, and it cost me the win, but it was still a tie, still a good snipe. Because of the reactions, I think this one's gonna go right above Henry Snipe right there. Bill Snipe number 6. This one, I think at this point, Bill was kind of used to getting sniped by me because of the whole situation with last season. Long story short, he made a dumb bet that he would do some things if he didn't hit legend that season, so I took it upon myself to keep sniping him and try to stop him from hitting legend. So he was kind of used to my snipes at this point. Reactions were definitely better in this one than in the 5th snipe. However, once again, nothing really that significant here outside of Bill's reaction. Bill's reaction is like the only thing really interesting about this one. Because of that, I think I'm going to put it right. You know what? I think it's better than the first Henry Snipe. I think I'm going to leave it here for now. All right, moving on to Henry Snipe number 7. Another Henry Snipe where his reaction carries the entire snipe. The only thing interesting in this battle that really happened was, well, there was a few things actually. I built a Shadow Pupitar with a Rock Smash to counter his Scratch Vigoroth, and then I had a 1200 CP Togetic that ended up losing to his Zweilous because it wasn't built and it was running extra sensory. This was before Togetic had Fairy Wind. But once again, Henry's reaction definitely saves this one. I do make him Shield of Frustration, which is pretty funny. This can go into spicy tier. I think I'm gonna put it right here. I think that's a fair place to put it. Moving on, we got the, oh man, I'm sorry if I pronounce this wrong, the Bludrocuted Snipe. I could totally be butchering that name. However, this snipe received about the same treatment as the Caleb Peng snipe. I told him in chat, have you ever been stream sniped before? And then sniped him at the same time. He got a kick out of it. His reaction was great. He's having a good time. I actually ended up losing this one because, again, I only have level 40 Pokemon and he was playing in Master League, and he managed to flip switch on my Hydreigon with his Ice Beam Mewtwo, and because of that I lost switch and ended up losing. So he told me that if I lost to him I had to follow him, so I did, and it was really funny. Nothing much more to say on this one. I think it deserves spicy tier. I am going to put it, does it deserve top of spicy tier though? I'm going to put it right here, second to the top of spicy tier for now. Moving on to the 8th Henry Snipe. Once again, Henry's reaction completely carrying this snipe. I didn't snipe with anything too interesting. I core broke him with the Jirachi, but yeah, Henry's reaction completely carrying. I mean, you can just look at the picture itself and you can tell his reaction is carrying this snipe. And because of that, I think, you know what? The team itself wasn't too interesting though. I had a Bite Raticate, I had a Jirachi, and I had a Beedrill. Wasn't really that interesting of a team, so because of that, I think I have to knock down the overall snipe to spicy. Henry's commentary is definitely carrying this one though. I think it carries raise it enough to even potentially make it to the top here. However, this is tough to say. I think I'm going to leave it right there. I think that's where it belongs. I think Bill's third snipe, just because of the fact that my team was spicier, will keep it above Henry's 8th snipe. Oh boy. All right, moving on to the second and final iSpanD snipe. Technically my first intentional time sniping him, but once again, looking at this picture, you can tell he's distressed here. Something clearly happened, and I will just say right now, this snipe is going in goated tier. I have to decide where exactly it's going, but iSpanD making it 2 for 2 with the goated tiers. This snipe is just incredible. It has it all. iSpanD is trying to avoid snipers. He's switching between teams back and forth, so I have to like prepare my own teams to match up to each of the teams he has prepared and try to guess which team he's going to queue up with. I get it wrong. I end up going in with a team that was designed to hard counter a different one of his teams. However, I had a Shadow Amistar, and it just so happened that the team he was using was completely core broken by it. And because of that, I managed to flip switch with an insane hydro pump and still take the win. Truly an incredible snipe, and definitely deserves the goated tier. This is difficult though. I don't think it beats the Genesect one. I don't think it beats that one. Does it beat Wally's though? I think for the sole fact that I queued up with the wrong team and still managed to take the win with a really cool play, I think this one will just barely beat out Wally Snipe, simply because I queued up with the wrong team and it was still super entertaining. All right, moving on to Henry's 9th snipe. Nothing too crazy going on here. I did hyper beam his Runerigus, which was pretty funny, and Henry's reactions definitely carrying the snipe. However, the team I used was not very interesting. I had a Firefang Shadow Houndoom for his Abomasnow, a Bibarel for his Runerigus, and a Gorgeist for his Vigoroth. So nothing too crazy there. Henry's reactions definitely carrying it. Overall, I think it's going to have to be in the spicy tier, simply because my snipe itself wasn't too interesting. It's Henry's reactions that are once again carrying it. This man just has the best reactions to getting stream sniped. That is when he's okay with getting stream sniped. You know, even Henry has his limits. I think I'm gonna put it right there. I think that's where I'm gonna leave it. All right, moving on to the 10th and final home slice Henry snipe. We're in the home stretch right now. This one is a duo stream with Dracobound, who is one of Henry's moderators, and their reactions definitely carry this one hard. This is another case of my team itself not being that interesting. I think because both Draco's and Henry's reactions were great, this deserves a spot in the professional sniper tier. So we are going to put that, I think, right about there. Yeah, I wouldn't put it higher than there, I don't think. That's a good spot. All right, before moving on to the final snipe, I've decided that I think this 5th snipe deserves to be in the D tier. I think I should have been banned for this snipe. I took another look at it, and it really is just a boring snipe. Bill's reaction was pretty good, but unfortunately he couldn't save it from the fact that it's my fault. I made the boring snipe, and I think it deserves to be in the should have been banned tier. Now we've finally arrived at the final snipe on this list, the 7th Bill snipe. Where to even start with this one? Oh my goodness. First of all, if you were there during this snipe, if you were there, you would have been so invested. Like this snipe is not memorable for the snipe itself. It's memorable for the moment it took place in. You have to watch it to know what I mean by that. You really do. Because this right here, Bill has 2 wins and he is only a 3-2 away from legend, and he's talking mad trash. He's talking so much trash to chat and all the snipers. He's like, chat's so upset. Where? So I had to come through and snipe him for that. And I did get him. However, I didn't think I got him. So I ended up dodging. And because of that, Bill got aired out and he managed to escape me. And you know what he does? Do you know what he does? He starts laughing. He starts laughing so loud, literally almost eating his mic. And he starts taunting even more. So you know what I had to do. I had to come back with a vengeance. And I get him on the very next battle again. And this time I didn't dodge. This time I got him. And the snipe itself was not very interesting, but the build up to it was so good. And the fact that he only needed one more win to hit legend, this deserves the goated tier. There is no other way around it. It's hard to say whether it's above iSpanD's first snipe or not, but it's definitely top 2. And you know what, actually? You know what? I think these two... Hold on. There we go. Bang, bang. That's more like it. Those two deserve to be in legendary tier. Actually, that doesn't... Okay, there we go. Legendary tier. And I think Bill Snipe is actually going to be, in my opinion, my best snipe ever. And I do believe partially the reason is because the iSpanD one wasn't really a snipe. It wasn't an intentional snipe, and this one was. So I feel like I have to give it to this one. But even if this was an intentional snipe, these two would be very, very close. They're both incredible, but I think I am going to give it to Bill's 7th snipe. All right, so after one final look, I think this is what my final tier list is going to look like. Thank you all so much for watching. I'm glad you enjoyed the previous video, and I hope you enjoyed this one as well. Once again, there will be a link for this tier list in the description. I don't know who would want to make a tier list like this, but I will leave it there just in case. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good day, and I'll see you all in the next video.